Perfect. Let's get started. All right. So welcome to the webinar today, the TEFL 101, explaining all things TEFL. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, I want to introduce staff that's in the webinar today. So my name is Rachel Dietz. I'm the CIEE TEFL advisor. I've been working with the company for a few years now, and I'm actually a CIEE alumni. I did the CIEE Teach Abroad in Madrid program. I taught in Madrid for 2 years as a language assistant and had the best time. So I'm super glad to be here with you all today. And the other staff member in the webinar today is Belen Rojas. She is the academic manager for CIEE TEFL. She is the one that will be taking care of anyone who comes through the TEFL course. She makes sure that you are successful in anything that you do, and is also my counterpart in helping to answer questions about TEFL. So thanks for being here, Belen. All right, let's get started here. So just a little explanation. If you're not familiar, I can see some familiar names in the attendees list. But if you're not familiar with CIEE, we are a nonprofit, non-governmental organization that has been operating since 1947. The main mission of CIEE is to help people gain understanding, acquire knowledge, and develop skills for living in a globally interdependent and culturally diverse world. We help a very wide range of folks. So we have departments that are dedicated to helping high school students study abroad, for college students to study abroad. And then what we do specifically at CIEE TEFL is to help folks obviously get TEFL certified and then to teach abroad as well. All right, so getting into your TEFL options, and I wanted to kind of spin this a little bit on its head and to really focus on who you are and what TEFL course is going to be optimal for you and your experience when thinking about teaching abroad. So if you are concerned at all about your teaching abilities, if you are going to teach abroad in South Korea or Ireland, if you are going to a location where you're going to be a lead teacher, if you're wanting to stay abroad longer than 1 year, that's very common. I get questions about that all the time. If you can extend, if you can go to different countries, things like that. Maybe you're someone who has little to no teaching experience. Maybe you did some coaching or you did some babysitting, but you haven't really had any time in the classroom as a teacher. Maybe you want to go abroad to multiple destinations. We've had many people do multiple programs back to back and go to different countries and explore the world that way. Maybe you're interested in earning more money as an English teacher abroad, or maybe you're interested in private tutoring. If you identify with any of those things, our recommendation would be to consider the CIEE 150-hour TEFL certificate course. So the tuition for this course is $1,195. This one is really perfect for anyone who's looking for an internationally recognized certificate for flexibility to teach abroad. There are some discounts available if you are going through one of our programs to find a placement teaching abroad. But essentially what you can expect is the course is 11 weeks long. Our students estimate needing about 12 to 15 hours per week to dedicate to the course. It is mostly asynchronous, although there are lots of touch points where you get to interact with your as well as your TEFL instructor. We cap our classes at 16 students, so it's a really small course or small group feel. And then your TEFL instructor does actually host live weekly sessions. They're optional, so if you can't make them live, no worries. But if you can, they will be there to give you extra tidbits that will be important throughout the entirety of the course. Those sessions are always also recorded, so you can watch them later. You're never missing out on anything in the 150-hour course. Another aspect of this course is that there are 20 hours of practicum. So these are 20 hours where you are applying what you're learning in the TEFL course to a real teaching scenario, which is great to be able to put that on your resume by the time that you graduate with your TEFL certificate. It meets international qualifications. So right now in the TEFL industry, you really need at least 120 hours or more to qualify for international recognition and recognition by employers who are looking to hire TEFL qualified teachers. And then the most important thing is that we launch our new courses every 2 weeks. So there's some flexibility there. One thing that I will warn about is that you do want to keep in mind your overall timeline, your desired timeline for teaching abroad, because that will really determine when it's best for you to enroll in a TEFL course. All right. Going into the next category. So if you are concerned about your teaching abilities, maybe you're going to a country that does not require a TEFL certificate. Maybe you're only wanting to teach for like 6 to 12 months, or sometimes, I mean, we have programs that are less than 6 months too. Maybe you're really looking for a short-term opportunity. Maybe you're someone who has little to no teaching experience. Maybe you're very limited on time, like hearing that 12 to 15 hours a week might be too much with what you have on your plate right now with work or school or whatever. Or you're limited on funds, right? You're looking for something that's a little bit less of a cost than the 1,195 of the 150-hour course. In that case, I would recommend the 60-hour TEFL course. So 60-hour course is a $300 tuition. It is our introductory level TEFL course, and it's really ideal for someone who's just getting their feet wet and wanting to learn more about the world of TEFL. And essentially it covers the highlights of the 150-hour course. So what you can expect is that it's gonna be 60 total hours of training. It's completely open enrollment. You can start at any time. Belen reviews applications very quickly. So you can really probably start in the question of 24 hours from submitting your application. It is completely self-paced. We give you up to 6 months to complete it, so you can really complete it on your own time and on your own schedule. And you still receive support from a TEFL instructor. Great option for folks who are looking for a less intensive course, but still wanting to get that preparation for teaching abroad if you're feeling unsure about your teaching abilities before leaving to live abroad. All right, this is another course option. If you are someone who already has a baseline TEFL certificate, maybe you got certified like 5-10 years ago, and you're looking for maybe a little bit of a refresher. Maybe you're looking to stand out in the TEFL job market. Maybe you got certified with another provider, and you're thinking like, I think I need to do something else to increase my visibility for employers. Or maybe you're only wanting to work with a specific age range of students, like you're only interested in working with young learners, or maybe you're only interested in working with teens or adults. In that case, we would recommend the 30-hour TEFL certificate course. This is an age specialization course. The price tag on this is $270, although if you are taking another CIE TEFL course, we do offer it for $150. This is really designed to supplement like a baseline TEFL course so that you can refine your skills for teaching a specific age range of students. So again, it's 30 total training hours. This is a 3-week course. So it's set up very similar to the structure of the 150-hour course in that regard. You're working through a module per week. It is open enrollment. You can start at any time, and you also receive a support from a TEFL instructor. I think I'll take this time to also note that one of the biggest pieces of feedback that CIE TEFL gets about our courses, I think that's something that really helps us stand out from other providers that are available right now, is the quality of our TEFL instructors and the relationship that people get to build with their TEFL instructors. That is, by far the biggest piece of feedback that we receive is that people love their TEFL instructors. They get a lot from their TEFL instructors. They have a huge impact on their experience and how they feel about teaching afterwards. So if you're looking for, it is an online course, and I think that's very unique that we get to have such an immersive feeling for an online course because of our awesome TEFL instructors. So if you're looking for that, type of professional development and just really getting, to hear from folks who are professionals in the field and have a lot of experience in teaching abroad before you go to teach abroad, I think our courses are really a great option. Okay, great. The next course option. So if you are, and this is kind of all reaching, right? So if you're concerned about your teaching abilities, if you're going to South Korea or Ireland, I should have put in that slide. If you're going to a location where you're going to be a lead teacher, you're wanting to stay abroad longer, you have little to no teaching experience, you're wanting to teach in multiple destinations, you're interested in earning more money, you're interested in private tutoring, you want to stand out to employers, you want to teach a specific age range of students, we have a bundle offer for the 180-hour TEFL course. So this course costs $1,295. Notice it's just $100 more than the 150-hour course. And essentially, you are bundling two of our course offers that I've talked about already. So the 150-hour TEFL course, which is the baseline TEFL course, premium high quality TEFL course that you need in most cases to teach abroad. And then the 30-hour age specialization course to help you specialize in a specific age range of students, so that you can also stand out to employers. Okay. And last but not least here, if you are someone who has their bachelor's degree or master's in education, I think in a lot of cases for TEFL, you don't need any type of specific education in the field of education, if that makes sense. But for this particular course, we are aiming it towards folks who know a lot about teaching and have a lot of teaching experience. So if you're an experienced teacher, this is also for you. If you are looking for professional development for your teaching career, if you're looking to stand out in the TEFL job market, if you're wanting training specifically for teaching multilingual learners in your US-based classroom or a classroom abroad, we also have a TESOL course for K-12 educators. So this one is $500. There are discounts available if you're interested in this course. You can always reach out to us via email. I'll have Belen put in the TEFL email into the chat so that everyone can know how to contact us. But yeah, so basically this is really designed, ultimately this is designed for folks who are planning to have the majority of their career within the United States, and trying to incorporate strategies or better strategies to serve their multilingual learners in the classroom. But it does talk about important strategies to serve folks that are learning English as a second, third, fourth language, right? How does this course work? It is 30 total training hours, but it's spread across the span of 6 weeks. So you can expect to need about 5 hours a week. I mean, this is really designed for busy teachers to be able to incorporate this training into their current schedule. It is open enrollment, so you can enroll at any time. And again, you receive support from a TEFL instructor. So this is a good course for folks who are primarily looking to use it in the United States, but I think this is still a great opportunity for folks that are also looking to go abroad, if you have more teaching experience right off the bat. Great. And then I think the logical question after talking about TEFL courses is, what am I going to do with this TEFL course? If you haven't already decided that you want to go abroad, I just wanted to mention today the possibilities and the opportunities available through CIEE, after TEFL certification. I want to clarify as well that a CIEE TEFL certificate can be used with a CIEE supported opportunity, or it can be used for really any opportunity. I mean, our courses are accredited and internationally recognized, so there's no problem with you using it with non-CIEE opportunities. But these are just the opportunities that we are currently promoting. Getting into kind of what to expect with CIEE support. So first and foremost, we have our Teach Abroad programs, and I think one thing that's important to mention about this is that they're set up very similar to like a study abroad program in terms of support. So we're really helping with job placement and visa support and like getting you in a pre-departure course. In a lot of cases, we have an in-country orientation and we have in-country staff that's supporting you when you arrive so that you have an easier transition to living abroad. And you have someone to reach out to throughout the time that you're teaching abroad, if anything were to go wrong or you needed any help, you had any questions, things like that. So right now we have programs in South Korea, Spain, Thailand, and Ireland. All of these programs include pre-departure guidance, support in finding job placement, if not job placement guarantee, ongoing assistance throughout your teaching tenure. And it is important to note that each program has specific requirements and associated fees. So if you're interested in any of those countries, again, you can let us know. You can pop a question in the chat or in the Q&A box, if you will. We can answer more specific questions there. And then the second way that we help place teachers is through the TEFL programs itself. So CIEE TEFL, we are a TEFL provider. That's our main goal, is to help people get TEFL certified and get them in our courses. But folks that take our 150 and 180 hour courses do also receive comprehensive support from us in helping find job placements apart from our Teach Abroad program. So we have something called CIEE TEFL Job Placement Assistance. And that's one of those resources. So we connect you directly with reputable employers in Chile, Hungary, Japan, Morocco, or Murcia. And this is a lifetime service. So we can connect you. You can get TEFL certified this year. We can connect you next year if you want. We can connect you in 5 years from now. If we add any destinations, we make any further partnerships with other countries, those will all be available to you as a CIEE TEFL alumni. Another thing that sets us apart from other TEFL providers out there. Unfortunately, we can't guarantee job placement because employment decisions are taken care of at the hands of the actual employers directly. But we have a really high track record of sending folks to these locations and them being happy in their placements. And then support is provided directly by the employer. So CIEE is not providing support like we do for our Teach Abroad programs. We don't do pre-departure guidance, things like that, but that would be provided by the employer directly. Cool. Going into the next thing. So for folks that are already going to Madrid or Thailand this fall, or are thinking about applying to go to Madrid or Thailand this fall through, again, the Teach Abroad programs, which are here. If you are going this fall, we do have a very cool ultimate giveaway available right now. And so basically what that means is that CIEE TEFL, we are offering 6 different prizes for folks getting TEFL certified for teaching abroad this fall. Participants will automatically be entered. So if you're already getting TEFL certified and you're already going to one of these places this fall, you will automatically be entered. You don't need to do anything to be entered into the giveaway. But here's the criteria. I have to complete a CIEE TEFL certificate by October 1st, 2025. That can be the 150, that can be the 60, that can be the 30-hour course, that can be the TESOL course, whatever course. And you have to arrive as a participant on either the Teach in Spain Madrid program or the Teach in Thailand program this fall. What are the prizes? What's the giveaway? So if you're going to Spain, you could win one of these 3 prizes. You could win 2 tickets to a Real Madrid match. You could win a brunch for 2 at a 5-star hotel overlooking the Gran Via, which is pretty emblematic of Madrid. Or you could win a premium tapas tour in the center of Madrid, which is a great way to get to know Spanish culture as you're getting adjusted to life in Spain. For Thailand, we are giving away 2 nights at a White Lotus hotel in Koh Samui. So if you are a White Lotus fan and you're wanting to get that kind of luxury experience, pretty cool opportunity there. Someone will get a half-day elephant sanctuary tour for 2. So you can bring a friend with you to see the elephants. That experience is in Chiang Mai. And then we also are giving away weekend surf lessons for 2 in Phuket. This was a direct recommendation from a TikTok video that one of our participants uploaded not too long ago. So very exciting if you are wanting to enhance your experience, not only in the classroom, but also in the country itself. I think this is a pretty cool deal for people who are getting TEFL certified and then teaching abroad with CIEE in Spain and Thailand. Great. So things to know about these programs specifically, just because we're mentioning this giveaway. For teaching in Spain, the Madrid program specifically, the application deadline is June 1st. We are currently on a wait list for that program. So if you are thinking about applying, I would get to it for sure if you want any chance at going this fall. We do recommend if you're thinking about the 150-hour course, like if you were one of those people who, is recommended to do the 150-hour course, we do recommend that you start the course either on May 26th or June 9th. The 60-hour course, of course, is different if you're doing that one, or the other courses really are all different than the 150-hour because there's a little bit more flexibility in when you can get started because it's open enrollment. But 150-hour, those are our recommendations. The Teach in Thailand program application deadline is also June 1st. In Thailand, if you get TEFL certified with at least 120 hours or more, you can actually qualify for a pay increase. The The only caveat to that is that you do need to have the TEFL certificate in hand by a certain date so that you can qualify for that pay increase with the employers there. So if you are wanting to get the pay increase, you're going to Thailand this fall, you must enroll in the 150-hour course that starts on May 26th. We are going to accept applications for that TEFL course until this Thursday. So in 2 days from now, we will, close the enrollment officially for the May 26th course. So if you are interested, if you have any questions about that, please let us know. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of at the tail end of accepting folks that could get a pay increase in Thailand, in addition to be entered into the giveaway for Thailand this fall. But that is about it. So if you have any questions, put them in the box. I know Belen's been answering some questions throughout. If you have, if you want to kind of follow us and get updates on things, definitely follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Our Instagram and TikTok accounts are run mostly by our participants of our program, so you can kind of see firsthand what teaching abroad looks like with CIEE. I know there's firsthand accounts of teaching in Spain, Thailand, Korea. We have a woman who is currently, she did the Thailand program and now she's teaching in Budapest, Hungary through the CIEE TEFL job placement assistance. So pretty cool to see their experiences on our social media accounts. Okay. I'm looking at some of the questions here. I see a question about why is it under $300 on the TEFL website? What course are you looking at? If you could, send a message or just another question about what course you're referring to, that would be great. And it looks like someone's getting the link to register. So CIEE TEFL does not have a 120-hour TEFL course. We only have a 150-hour TEFL course. If you're seeing a 120-hour course for $300, that is going to be from a different TEFL provider. Our 150-hour TEFL course is $1,195. I'll go back to that slide. I think a lot of times it is a little bit confusing because there's a TEFL provider that's called TEFL.org. They are a separate provider from CIEE altogether. So it has to be from, I mean, if you're looking at a TEFL course that's not on the CIEE website, it doesn't say CIEE.org in the URL, that is not a TEFL course that's provided by CIEE. Why is it $1,000? So the regular cost of the 150-hour TEFL course is $1,195. For folks, again, that are going on a CIEE Teach Abroad program, we do give a $195 discount, which means that the final cost is $1,000. The reasoning for our cost is that we are providing a premium level TEFL course that is legitimate professional development. We go through an accreditation process that's very rigorous to make sure that we are providing the highest level of a TEFL course in the industry. And again, you are getting very individualized attention from both CIEE staff, myself and Belen, but also from your TEFL instructor, and then opportunities, beyond just the TEFL course itself, like the CIEE TEFL job placement assistance, access to job coaching, access to job resources within the TEFL course. So there's a lot included in the 150-hour course, which is why we are charging the price that we do. Okay. Any other questions? Is anyone excited about the giveaway? Is anyone going to try to get the giveaway? You can raise your hand or you can send something in the chat to get the giveaway. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm very excited. I didn't do any of those opportunities. I think they're pretty cool. Is there a discount with the 180-hour course? No. If you're wanting to get a discount, like if you qualify for a discount, you're doing a Teach Abroad program with CIEE and you want a discount, I would say to enroll in the 150-hour course first because you get a discount on that. And then again, the 30-hour course, if you're taking a CIE TEFL course and you're wanting to add on the 30-hour course, you get it at a discount if you are already enrolled and you're wanting to add the supplementary course. So you get it for $150. You don't have to pay the regular price tag of $270. I'll stay here for a couple more minutes. I can look through the answered questions too, just to see if there's any questions that I'd like to say for the group. Yeah, someone asked, how do I know if the country I want to teach in requires the course? For CIE opportunities, the TEFL course is required for South Korea and for Ireland. It's also required to be able to participate in any of the CIE TEFL job placement opportunities. So those would be the following here. I had a slide on it. So you have to get the 150 or 180 hour course through CIEE specifically to be able to participate in Chile, Hungary, Japan, Morocco, or the Murcia, Spain opportunity. If you are unsure, even after this webinar, about whether or not the TEFL course is required or which course is right for you, do not hesitate to reach out. I've been doing some consultations on our Instagram stories. But of course, I always hop on calls with folks who are unsure. We can talk about your individual situation and kind of what's going to be best for you. Yeah, don't be shy. Someone's asking, so we have until the 26th to get the extra pay in Thailand. Yes, you need to enroll in the TEFL. You need to start the TEFL course on the 26th. You have until the 22nd to enroll. So you need to submit an application and pay the full tuition, the $1,000, by the 22nd if you want to start and get the extra pay on the 26th. Or sorry, in the fall for Thailand. Yeah, someone's asking, so would you recommend the 150 hour or 60 hour class? Belen provided a response there. But I think it really comes down to like the two things at the crux of whether or not you should take the 150 hour or the 60 hour course. In my professional opinion, is if you're wanting to stay abroad longer than a year, and if you're wanting to do multiple destinations, I mean, really anything on this list, like if you identify with anything on this list, you should be really considering the 150 hour TEFL course, right? If you are really strapped for time, like you're, doing an internship, then you're also working at a bar on the weekends and whatever, you have very limited time, or you're like really strapped for cash, like you're just trying to save every penny so that you have money in your savings for when you go abroad, then the 60-hour course is a great alternative to that. Because it's going to be less of a time commitment, less of a monetary investment, but you're still going to get the foundational things that you need to be successful in the classroom abroad. Oh, someone asked, this is an interesting one. Someone asked if they can take our 150-hour TEFL course and still use the CIE support program if they have interest in teaching in Thailand. If you want to go on a CIE Teach Abroad program, I apologize for flipping through these slides a lot, but I want to be clear in my explanation here. If you are going on one of these programs, of course, if you get TEFL certified through CIE, that's great because we have better, ability to view how you're doing in your TEFL course to make sure that you get your TEFL course on time, to make sure that the TEFL course is meeting the requirements of the employers that you're going to be working with. But really, if you have a TEFL certificate already, or you're just wanting to support on one of these programs, you don't have to get TEFL certified through CIE, right? If you already have a TEFL certificate and you want to go to Spain, you can still apply to this program. You don't have to get TEFL certified and it's not exclusive. But again, the advantages are that we have a high quality TEFL course. Our TEFL course meets the requirements of the employers that we work with, and we have the ability to better manage your timeline and help you get to the country on time with the appropriate documentation, like a TEFL certificate. Perfect. Okay. If there are no more questions, I think I will wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for attending the webinar today. I really appreciate the attendance and all the questions. Again, if you have any other individual questions, you can always message us at tefl@ciee.org. We're always happy to help, but we'll end it here, and thank you guys for coming today. See you later.